Think and Grow Rich Chapter 3, Faith, Visualization of and Belief in Attainment of Desire. Chapter 3 of Napoleon Hill's masterpiece explores faith as the head chemist of the mind. Hill defines faith as the second step toward riches and describes it as a state of mind that can be induced or created through the principle of autosuggestion. This chapter is a deep dive into the psychology of belief and how we can consciously reprogram our minds for success. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence. Hill emphasizes that faith is the only known antidote for failure and the starting point of all accumulation of riches. It is the bridge between our finite human minds and the infinite power of the universe. One of the most revolutionary ideas in this chapter is that faith is not a quality one is simply born with, but a state of mind that can be developed at will. Hill argues that repetition of affirmation or repeated instructions to the subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the emotion of faith. He uses a powerful analogy from criminology to explain this. Just as a person can become accustomed to crime through constant exposure, eventually embracing it, the mind eventually accepts and acts upon any thought impulse that is repeatedly passed on to it. This means that by consciously choosing the thoughts we repeat to ourselves, we can literally manufacture the state of mind known as faith. To help his readers cultivate this state of mind, Hill introduces the self-confidence formula. This 5-step formula is designed to be signed, committed to memory, and repeated aloud once a day. It is a practical tool for building the mental strength required to achieve any goal. First, you must realize that you have the ability to achieve your definite purpose and demand of yourself persistent, continuous action toward its attainment. You must promise yourself that you will never give up. Second, you must realize that your dominating thoughts will eventually reproduce themselves in physical action, so you must concentrate your thoughts for 30 minutes daily on the mental picture of the person you intend to become. This visualization process is crucial for aligning your subconscious with your goals. Third, you must devote 10 minutes daily to demanding the development of self-confidence through autosuggestion. This is where you consciously push back against any lingering doubts or fears. Fourth, you must clearly write down your definite chief aim in life and never stop trying until you have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. And fifth, you must realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, you must engage in no transaction that does not benefit all whom it affects. Hill reminds us that a negative attitude toward others can never bring lasting success. Hill provides powerful historical examples to illustrate the force of faith. He points to Mahatma Gandhi, who wielded more potential power than any man of his time, despite having no money, no home, and no military equipment. Gandhi's power came from his profound understanding of faith and his ability to transplant that faith into the minds of 200 million people, moving them in unison as a single mind. This example shows that faith is a force that transcends physical resources. He also shares the detailed story of the creation of the United States Steel Corporation. This billion-dollar enterprise was born in the mind of Charles M. Schwab as a simple idea. Schwab mixed that idea with faith, formulated a detailed plan, and put it into action with a famous speech at the University Club in New York. His persistence and unwavering faith eventually convinced the legendary financier J.P. Morgan to fund the project. This story serves as a definitive proof that ideas can be converted into huge fortunes when backed by the principle of faith. Hill also touches on the importance of practical dreamers. He argues that the world is demanding new ideas and new leaders who can put their dreams into action. He cites pioneers like Columbus, Copernicus, and Henry Ford as men who were once ridiculed for their dreams, but ultimately changed the world through their persistence and faith. In conclusion, faith is the basis of all miracles, and the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed. It is the chemical that, when mixed with prayer, gives one direct communication with the divine. As the famous poem cited in the chapter says, "Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but soon or late, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can." Remember, your mind has no limitations except those you acknowledge. By mastering the principle of faith, you unlock the door to unlimited potential.